All right, I think I had a false start there for a second because I clicked on the wrong button. What is up, everybody? Good afternoon, good evening to folks. It's actually afternoon here on the West Coast, almost about 5 o'clock, as we are getting ready for the NBA draft. This is a bit of a different stream than most folks are used to, but we are back talking Duke because we have five guys in the NBA draft tonight that are going to find out where they will be playing their rookie seasons in the NBA. It's actually quite exciting. I've never had really this number of players in the draft at one time. So I figured it would be a fun time. Shane, welcome in. Hello, hello. I figured this would be a sort of a fun evening for just Duke Nation to hang out together and watch the NBA draft. At least the lottery of the first round is essentially as far as I think we'll go here tonight. I probably expect it to be about, an hour or so. Shane would like to rant for a minute, but which is fine. Rant on. We can talk about coaching changes. We can talk about any of these five players. We can talk about the new recruits. I have been doing my research on all the new recruits. I am ready to talk about next year's class, next year's team. We can talk about John Shire. We can talk about whatever chat wants to talk about. So, and obviously, with the backdrop of the draft happening as well, and we'll kind of, pay attention when they call the Duke player, and then we'll, you know, be happy or not about it, I guess, I suppose. I have to admit, I have done all of my research on the new recruits and such, and not as much research on actually which teams and where our guys will be picked. Because it is all rather speculative, as this AJ Griffin actually being introduced right now, which is pretty cool to see. If you need the NBA draft itself, you can always jump into Discord. We're streaming it there for folks in our watch party. But I will update our graphic here live as Duke players get picked. They think the expectation is that we will see at least four of the five go in the first round, which is the first 30, I think, or 30, 32 picks. And then Keels is like right on the edge, and I think that's kind of been the more, Keels' draft stock went up a little bit, went down a little bit, and is kind of like flattened out here. So, but I think we're going to probably see Banchero, Williams, AJ, and Moore go in the first round, and then we'll have to see where Keels ends up. So, yeah. Let's see. Getting pinged. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay, so Shane is going with the someone. Okay, so Shane's saying he supports our guys chasing their dreams. However, somebody gave Moore and especially Keels bad advice. Oh, this camera is like, I need to like move this camera depending on like where I want to go. Both are not guaranteed picks and could have made money with NIL. And I think that's kind of what we were just talking about, right? Like with Keels, like Moore is like late first round, if at all, right? And then Keels is like really borderline and like a little bit on either side of this thing. And oddly enough, I was just pinging Justin and Eric. Justin was supposed to be on this stream with me. There was an article in Sports Illustrated yesterday about how Armando Bacot is projected to make $500,000 in NIL next year. For staying at North Carolina. So Shane is not far off here as far as like, you can you're like where you fall essentially on the scale, like you could have made decent money staying in school, which is great. David Barnes saying we're gonna get smacked by UNC next year. If we're honest, that's under. Right, Bacon is Sean May. I'm really liking how the team shapes up for next year as far as like, who we have coming in. We can definitely talk about the recruits as well. Bacot still being around for UNC is always a problem. That's no fun. But let me just sort of bring up the NBA rookie pay scale, if you will. We can take a look at this. This is and we should be looking at the 2022-2023 rookie pay scale, right? Because that is the one that makes the most sense. And if we actually, let's do it this way. Yes, that should have made this go in front. There we go. All right, so let's zoom in here. Okay, so the first round, the first pick in the draft, if you will. Okay, yeah, I'm still here. Is going to make $9 million first year as a rookie. You know, obviously we're a little biased. We think it should probably be Paolo Banchero. But then you go all the way down to pick 30, and it's like $1.8 million. So like, there's like a huge, there's a big difference between if you get picked first and if you get picked 30th. But you know, to the point of like, you know, Armando Bacot's going to make $500,000 next year. Even if you do get picked 30th in the first, you would still make more money going to the draft than staying in school, right? So I guess it remains to be seen if any athlete can actually rake in more than this rookie minimum, if you will, to actually, which would be kind of nuts, right? So that's the rookie pay scale there. And I think the second round don't have any guaranteed money. Or it's something like that. This is Justin's. To be honest, this is Justin's realm a bit more than it is mine. He had a late meeting scheduled on him, and so he couldn't jump in. But yeah, so for now, even if you get picked in the first round, you're still probably better off. So what's the minimum rookie contract? Unlike first round draft choices, any other rookie coming to the league has to negotiate a salary from scratch. The CBA, however, dictates that the minimum is a certain percentage of the salary cap. For the 2021-2022 season, that amount is set at $925,000 and $925,258. Yes, that is for any rookie on the team. So my guess is that the minimum, that's going to go up a little bit next year. It's probably around $1 million. So as long as you're a rookie, as long as you don't end up in the G League, you probably ended up making being okay. So Skylark, what is up? What is up? But had Moore come back, he could have potentially been a first-team All-American. Well, Moore was basically on track to be a first-team All-American. I absolutely agree with that. Defensively too, by the way. Summer league ball for high school is tiresome. We play 5 teams in a row. Dude, that's insane. You play like all day? Like, start at like 10 in the morning and then go to like, I don't know, 5 in the afternoon? That's crazy. I wonder if we will ever see another Duke player who is both talented enough that stays long enough to hang his jersey. I think the answer to that is no. I don't think it's actually like the last so the last 4-year player was Grayson Allen. I'm pretty sure that like at this like that we're talking about, right? At the level of caliber, like obviously somebody like Jack White played 4 years and now he's in the NBL. He's having a successful career down under. Great, right? But like, but I think Grayson Allen is kind of the poster child for last Duke player who stayed for 4 years and has had actually quite good success in the NBA. He did very, very well for the Bucks this year. So even in the playoffs, especially in that second round series against Chicago, he had a couple breakout games, which was really great to watch. So I thought he was like the team's leading scorer in one of those. So anyway, yeah, Skylark's playing from 9 to 7. Jesus, dude. Whew. How do you even like recover? I don't even know. That is crazy. But are you going like into your senior season then? I think Zion gets his jersey retired because he won National Player of the Year. Ah. That and actually Zion is looking better actually. He's not looking as large. I think we would say. He's been taking a lot of flack lately for looking big, but I think he's got some recent pictures that have him looking pretty good, actually. So, yeah. Okay, I think we're getting ready to go here in a sec. So we got to get through 30 picks effectively, right? So that's the idea here. We got to get through 30 picks. We'll see which of our 5 guys end up going. As I think Shane was saying, 3 locks, 2 maybes, and then we'll see about that. Has anyone actually ever been to a draft? I kind of feel like it would be an interesting experience to go to once, just to see like like all the teams, like the fans cheering or booing their teams. Yeah. Yeah, I do also. I think Zion could like look. The Pelicans were. Imagine if the Pelicans actually had a healthy Zion Williamson. Also, Paolo Banchero's purple jacket is quite insane, but I love it. Commissioner Adam Silver, a Duke Fuqua alum, actually. Or wait, no, he was a lawyer. He's the Duke alum, but anyway. Skylark going into his junior season, Gatorade and massage guns. Oh my gosh. Well, at least during the summer you don't have to worry about like any schoolwork, right? So that's pretty good. You can just focus on playing basketball. But yeah, I'm very excited to see Zion with RJ. No, sorry, not RJ, with Brandon Ingram. With Brandon Ingram down in New Orleans. Thought that was quite an interesting tandem. Look, I think the NBA playoffs ended quite well. We probably got the best matchup we could have asked for, which was the Celtics Golden State. Obviously, I was cheering for Tatum, right, and the Celtics because Duke, obviously. So you have to cheer for our boy Tatum. Um, I didn't think that they were going to win it. I think Tatum essentially has to like lose a championship and then they come back and they figure out how to win a championship and then they end up winning one. And so I did expect Golden State to win it, but I was holding out hope for Tatum there. Oh, Derek in chat. Derek, welcome on. Derek Banchero's jacket is apparently for his parents who both went to the Washington. Oh yeah, the purple. Yeah, that makes sense. Local here. Yep. Indeed, indeed. Dude. Yeah, Derek could actually probably fill us in on a lot of NBA. He's got plenty of NBA knowledge. Actually, interestingly enough, while we're on the subject, Derek, our friend from down under, Tyrese Proctor, one of our recruits, actually, he's really the only true point guard that we're recruiting. Of course, we have Jeremy Roach coming back, which is fantastic, by the way, especially given the way that he was playing at the end of last season. But Tyrese Proctor looks pretty good. I've seen a few videos of him. He has got a mean crossover. He can shoot the three well, and he can beat people off the dribble. So he is a true point, and he does pass the ball quite well. He's a true point guard in sort of every sense of the word, which is exciting to have him come in, sort of the youth, and playing along Jeremy Roach there. But of course, the question that everybody really wants to know is, does he have an Australian accent? And the answer is absolutely yes. Tyrese Proctor has a huge Australian accent. Skylark says, I just forgot COVID actually exists. I need to get. Do they make you wear a mask in games? That would be crazy, right? All right, so the Orlando Magic does have the first pick here. Well, they get 5 minutes? What? Oh man, we might be here all night. Goodness gracious. I thought this was going to be like rap. I thought this was like, this isn't like my uh What is it gonna the comparison? My fantasy football snake draft where you got 30 seconds to make a pick. Shane saying he's not quite sold on Roach being a consistent scorer. He had a good tourney. So actually, it's funny because we did not. I did not post the Roach video. We did talk. We had Eric and Justin talking about Roach. So his actual scoring numbers aren't that impressive from the tournament. Like he's not scoring like in the 20s, right? He's like scoring like 10 to 14 points, like somewhere in there. But like so I sort of agree that like he's not the kind of guy that's going to go out there and get you 20 points on any given night. But the way that he scores and when he scores, the buckets like there's just a lot of they're clutch. And I feel like while we were watching the tournament, there was this sort of bias around like every bucket that Jeremy Roach made, we were like, wow, like huge bucket because it felt like they came at such like momentous times or like very pivotal times of the game. But yeah, in reality, he's not like scoring 20 points, right? So, um, it is kind of odd. I sort of agree. Our Duke team is going to be super young this year. We have seniors, so I don't think that'll be much of a. So, well, we have 3 transfers, right? We have I gotta get my notes here. One's a senior and 2 are actually grad transfers. The kid from Northwestern is a senior. Right, so Ryan Young, the guy from Northwestern, is a senior, and then Kale Catchings is a grad transfer. He's coming from Harvard, and Jacob Grandison is also a grad transfer. He's coming from Illinois. I actually really like I think Grandison is probably of the 3 the one that contributes immediately the most, based on what I've seen. He had the most consistent playing time. Although Catchings did also play consistently for the Harvard, I suppose. Funny enough, both Northwestern and Harvard, Chris Collins and Tommy Amaker, 2 former Duke players, coaching there. So we end up, grabbing players from Duke coaches. But Grandison is a very, very good wing. I think that's going to be very interesting. All right, so the Orlando Magic. Apparently the pick is in. So is it going to be Paolo Banchero, or is it going to be who's it going to be? I don't even know. They should pick. It should be Paolo, but it probably won't be. Oh, it is! Look at that! We get number 1, baby! Paolo Banchero is going to go number 1 to the Orlando Magic. Duke with a number 1 pick. Let's fill that in. 1. Nope, that's not. That's 11. See, I'm doing this live here. Number 1. And now I have to go find an Orlando Magic logo to post down here. So, oh man, he's got a brother. Maybe the brother could come and play for us too. That is legit. I mean, he was spectacular. Look, man, like he's got, like we were saying in our video, like what a unique talent. I think that was Justin's direct quote. What a unique talent. This kid can just do it all. He was fantastic in the tournament too. Like we were lucky to have him for a year, and it's just he's really good. I don't I think at times like throughout the year we may have been a little spoiled, like not knowing exactly how good this kid, like we didn't appreciate how good this kid was. Yeah. Like I think we're gonna look back and we're like, wow, this kid is like really really good. Um Yeah, go Paolo, go. Great start. Yes, Wikipedia does have ultra high res logos. I'm working on it. Watch. So I need to get rid of that. I am actively photoshopping here, as you can clearly tell. Which I do like how Wikipedia does have the logos. That makes it very simple for all this. Okay, make that a little bit bigger. Fantastic. I like it, man. I like it. Banchero, it's legit. It's a legit pick. And that's Orlando Magic. Okay. There we go. Orlando Magic.
You are, I think, the most versatile player in the draft. You can play anywhere on the court, and you're a winner. You're going to help tremendously and have a terrific NBA career.
You join the legacy.
Coach K there had some words for Paolo too, basically just echoing that. Yeah, this kid is special, man. I think as long as he stays healthy, obviously, like this is. I like how the Magic didn't dither; they just took him. Means they're confident. Yeah, I would close my eyes and just take Banchero too. It's just a kid you could build a franchise around. I mean, he can step outside, he can shoot three, he can defend for you, he can beat people off the dribble. He was quoted earlier saying that everybody's a mismatch, like nobody can actually guard me. And I think most college players found that out very quickly. He's got tons of diamonds though. That is an expensive suit and an expensive chain. Gotta say, it's a lot of diamonds there. Yeah. Duke #1 picks in the NBA draft. Elton Brand, Kyrie Irving, Zion Williamson, and Paolo Banchero is only the fourth Duke pick. You always forget about Elton Brand as far as back in the day. Irving, definitely remember that. Zion, obviously, yep, and Paolo, yep. All right. So that leaves us with Mark, AJ, Keels, and more, which we'll probably have to wait a little while to actually have those come through. So we can talk about just about anything, chat, y'all want to talk about. Because I'm less interested in the non-Duke people. So Smith is next, I bet. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Let's look at the NBA mock drafts. Uh, let's see. So the mock draft was already wrong because they did not have. Yeah, they had Jabari Smith going #1. So Chet Holmgren will go second, actually. Well, interesting. So Jabari Smith does not. Is from Auburn. Yep. So the mock drafts had Banchero down at 3, and he's at 1, and then Holmgren. So Smith probably going to go third to the Rockets, I guess. Where are other guys projected? Johnny Davis, Wisconsin. Oh, AJ Griffin is pick 14, and then 15, Mark Williams to the Hornets. Okay, I see. Yep. Walker Kessler, Ty Washington. Wendell Moore is 27 to the Heat. Oh, that would be interesting, actually. The Heat would be a good team to land on, and then the projection is Trevor Keels number 30 at to the Nuggets. Yeah, that's the one that's like right on the border. Yeah, yeah. Chet's metabolism must be, dude. I agree. Like if he like I don't he's at the Fountain of Youth, man. He just like uh churns through anything. I wonder if he's ever tried to like eat a bunch of cheeseburgers. Also, this clip that they're running of the Duke Gonzaga game on Banchero, the disrespect. Hello, they just showed a clip of Holmgren defending on Banchero. And lest we all forget, Banchero just went before Holmgren, and we won that game, by the way. So mainly, actually, Mark Williams was guarding Holmgren for the majority of that. Yeah. Oh, ready for the new season? Yeah, man. Shay, I can't wait. The problem is, it's like what, October? We're like what, 4 months away from countdown to craziness? I would guess the blue-white scrimmage. That's definitely one that we need to get together for. I will probably watch that one. I'll probably try to stream that one too, because it's like not like it's not always televised. Sometimes it's on ACC Network and sometimes it's not. But I really want to see like the new guys play, because this is like, so we have like 3 people coming back. We have Joey, we have Jalen Blakes, we have Jeremy Roach. Okay. And then there's like a couple walk-ons or whatever, but like let's be real, like okay, whatever. And then there's 6 freshmen and 3 transfers, so that's 9. And like you just like basically remade the entire team at this point. Now, for what is interesting though is between Lively, yeah, I think it's Lively. I'm still getting names confused. Yeah, Whitehead is the power forward. Lively is the Lively's the center. Yes, that is correct. Between Lively and Filipowski, we're effectively 2 deep at the 5 position with 7-footers, which is actually kind of nuts. Because that has like really never happened. Strong front court and iffy back court. Yeah, it is kind of like, so like this year we had Mark Williams anchoring this front court, right? And then Theo John came in, he could give good minutes off the bench. And actually I think Theo John's like more higher impact was actually in practice, getting Mark Williams up to speed and practicing against him. But this year between Lively and Filipowski, like Lively comes in pretty built already, like who let the Monday Night Football graphics team loose? Derek is a man of loves to create his own graphics. Has great graphics, actually, by the way. Very critical of the other ones. And so, but Filipowski's also like pretty built too. He's like 6'11", 230. He's like no slouch, right? Lively is 7'1", 220. And hold on. We're like legitimately 2 deep at the 5, and potentially a little bit more actually. So we have like Christian Reeves, but like Reeves is kind of is a work in progress. Okay, he's like supposed to be 6'10", 200, but now listed at like 7'1". So apparently he either grew 3 inches, or some people are like giving him a little bit of help. But imagine a 7'1" dude that's 200 pounds. It's like he's extremely lanky, and he's not as developed or as ready to play as I would say Filipowski or Lively. From the videos that I've seen, I've been like these last couple days just been like consuming all YouTube content as related to like every single one of these recruits here. But like I'm like 6'3", 185, 190 effectively. And like this dude is 8 inches taller than me and 10 pounds heavier. Like there's no way, right? He's like Chet. He looks like Chet Holmgren. He's like a stick. So I'm a little concerned about Christian. But Ryan Young also, like, coming in the transfer from Northwestern, 6'10", 210 pounds, not bad. I mean, he looks a bit more built. Coming in for his senior year, having already played in the Big Ten, wasn't as much of a key everyday starter on the Northwestern team, but does bring in some experience. I think he'll have a role to play in helping Filipowski and Lively come up the curve. So it's actually good why he's in the mix there. Yeah, so the Houston Rockets go for Jabari Smith, so he drops down to third. And that's for Auburn. Auburn having a very nice season, making the NCAA tournament, where they make all the way to the Sweet 16, I think, maybe? I can't recall. But so on the subject of transfers, though, I mean, the whole transfer thing has been like a new phenomenon, if you will, right? Um, like it's essentially spurred on by COVID because a bunch of guys got extra years, um, and then they the transfer portal essentially opened up, and now transfers have become like a thing. So it's like it effectively, I actually see it as a completely new era of basketball, like period, right? You had like this one and done era, which was essentially put it since when we won the 2010 championship with Jon Scheyer's original, like when Jon Scheyer was in school. And then so that demarcates then the 2011, 2012, and onward, you have all the stuff with Kentucky and the one and dones. We put together our own one and done team, and we win the national title. Oh, that's right. Auburn did lose second round to Miami. Got hot. That's right. They made it all the way to getting snuffed out by Kansas. Now I do remember that. And now, like, this sort of one and done era still exists, but to some degree, I don't know if it's as it's clearly still prevalent. I mean, there's 3 one and dones effectively here that we're watching tonight, like where they'll end up, but also 2 more senior players. But now you have the entire transfer pool, so you can one and done on the young side, and you can one and done on the older side too, because you get these graduate transfers that come in for a year and then they're done. Mm. Yeah, yeah. K definitely was not big on transfers, but I think it's an era of the changing times because the transfers you could only transfer if you were allowed to, right? Like there were many more stringent rules. Like the 5th year was not very common, just straight up not very common for folks, and so um, I just don't think there were many people that were really around. Like, but just look at all the different transfers. Like Brady Manick at UNC. You had the guy at Kansas. Oh God. Now I'm blanking at his name. Oh, he's got a crazy name too. It's like should be super memorable. But anyway, he came in. He helped them in the national title game. Um, so there's plenty of teams that are being like bolstered, especially Power 5 teams being bolstered by the transfer portal. So yeah, I think the transfer is just a sign of the changing times, and like going forward, you're going to have one and dones on both sides of the age spectrum. So I guess we're going to get the Sacramento Kings pick here. Yeah, we're not expecting any more Duke players until like the middle of the first round here. What does Jay Billis have to say? Oh, going for Keegan Murray for Iowa. Yeah, it's kind of neat that a lot of these names um, are actually very familiar. Like what was interesting, like the year we didn't have the tournament, the draft, you're like, okay, who is so and so like getting drafted? But now that we've like been able to watch all these teams in the tournament, you're like, oh yeah, I recognize that name. So Iowa kind of a funny like, man, they were like basically almost gonna win the they won the Big Ten, came into the tournament like super hot, everybody super high on them, and then get upset in the 5-12 by Richmond, uh, which was sort of hilarious. But I think there's a bit of yeah, sour taste in the mouths of Iowa fans after that, how that went down. Although Cinderella run for Richmond anyway, not quite, but you would have. I think if you were Iowa, you would have hoped they had made a Cinderella run instead of them getting shot out of the gym by Providence. Rip. So at some point, these guys have to speed up, I would suppose. Well, no, everybody gets their moment in the sun. So we'll see how late we end up going. I have till about, let's see, 9:30ish or so to hang out with folks. And then we'll see if Justin and Eric jump on in a little bit. They were gonna join in after they got done with work. Oh, the second round time limit is a lot tighter. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, they have to. They got to fit everybody has to have their their one shining moment up on the stage with the pictures and everything. Yes, yes, yes. Makes sense. Makes sense. We just want to talk about Duke. That's it. Oh yeah. So the double-edged sword with the one and done. So here's an interesting one too, Shane. So Shire has proved that he can recruit. Of this, there is no doubt. All right. He has the number one recruiting class coming in this fall. He has the number one recruiting class coming in next fall. And he might have the number one recruiting class for the foreseeable future after that, if he's able to be successful. Now, that's the big if. So clearly, Shire can recruit. Can he effectively create a team? I also think, by the way, that Shire can coach. Okay, so Uh, I'm not really worried about that all very much. Like, whether he can actually like do the X's and O's and motivate players, and create relationships and with players and such. And a lot of the folks that were being and a lot of the recruits coming in this year, as I was like watching videos and stuff on them, all kind of talked about how they, felt an instant connection with John and that he was very relatable and, he was, great in the living room, as they say. As far as like the coach comes in and, talks with the family and all that stuff. So I think John can coach and he can reach players and stuff. Can he build a team is the question, I suppose, Shane, to your point, right? Now, when I look at the roster for next year, I do actually think that there are some players that will stick around 2 or 3 years. One example is Christian Reeves that we talked about earlier because he's a bit of a project right now. He's still a little bit raw. I actually think Jaden Schutt also will end up staying more than 1 year at Duke. And Jaden being the Illinois Basketball Player of the Year winner of the state championship in Illinois. This kid is a walking bucket from three, and when people were concerned about like not having Keels come in and say we don't have a two guard, I don't actually know why, because you end up having Jaden, and then you get Grandison in the transfer portal, by the way, and now you have like two players that can really shoot it from the outside, and you have Mitchell, by the way, that can also shoot it from the outside, so Duke can actually spread the floor. So I actually think we're in a decent spot here. But Keon, welcome into chat. Thank you for joining us on draft night. We're just here hanging out. We're talking about Duke. It's the off season, right? Ask any questions. Say whatever, whatever you want to talk about. We'll have a nice discussion here as we watch where our Duke players end up here in the NBA. But as I was trying to say, I think Jaden stays more than a year. I actually see my sort of analogy with Jaden was that it looks like a lot of Matthew Hurt in him, and Matthew stayed a couple of years, or like a Luke Kennard. Actually, is probably a better, based on his build, is probably a better comparison. We also how good Luke Kennard turned out to be, because he stayed multiple years and he's having success in the league too. So I think Jaden stays. Mitchell, I don't know about. I'm sort of 50-50 on that one. I think Lively, Whitehead Lively and Whitehead are sort of the most obvious one and dones. Filipowski depends on how many minutes he gets. I think interestingly enough, the big men, you see big men staying in school. You saw Baycott stay, you saw Shibwe stay. Shibwe is like a vacuum cleaner, and now they're making plenty of NIL money too. So Filipowski, I don't know about. We'll have to see how well he plays. Mark Mitchell maybe stays too. So I actually do think, look, you can't turn over the roster like 10 players a year. That's insane, right? I think it's an interesting for it to happen this year because it's Jon Scheyer's first year. So you say, okay, like this is his team. He recruited this team. He's building this team, and he's going to own the success or failure of this team. You can't go back and say nothing about Coach K, and there's only 3 players coming back that were Coach K players, right? And Jon Scheyer had a hand in recruiting all of those. So I do think going forward, this is John's show to run. Keon wanted to call the lineup with Roach, Whitehead, Mitchell, Flip, and Lively. Reeves will be Zubik S Project. Yeah, that's the same conclusion I think that we've come to. Whitehead will have a similar role to DeMarcus Nelson. Interesting. And Mitchell is Gerald Henderson. That's kind of cool. That's an interesting one. I don't know if. I was my comparison was I wasn't sure exactly who to compare him to be honest. I put down Emile Jefferson, but maybe Gerald Henderson is more correct. I didn't see as much explosiveness in the videos from Mark Mitchell to be more like a Gerald Henderson. I saw a lot of damage inside the paint. Obviously doesn't shoot many 3-pointers, just gets, does the dirty work down low. So I saw a lot of that. But I don't know. I didn't necessarily. He's very physical, but I didn't see as much athleticism as what you think for Gerald Henderson being very, very explosive. We'll see about that one. Whitehead is DeMarcus Nelson. You're going way back now. That was my freshman year, I think. DeMarcus Nelson. No, it was the year before I got to school as an undergrad. That was DeMarcus Nelson's senior season there. Senior season being 2007. Yeah, that sounds right. They stayed because they're undersized to play center in the NBA, don't have guard skills to play the 4. Yeah, talking about Shibwe and Baycott. Yeah, that makes sense. So if that's your start, so okay, Roach obviously has to start at the point guard position. That makes sense. I think it'll be interesting to see how many minutes Tyrese Proctor gets because he is a true point guard, right? And so it should be he should be I think we should expect him to come in off the bench to relieve Roach. Although Roach was playing the majority of the game by the time we got to the NCAA tournament. I will be interested to see if John kind of reverts into the Coach K. Let me play everybody during the non-conference schedule kind of thing, but then when we actually get into the conference play, I'm only going to play like, a rotation of 6 or 7. Like we just have so many guys that like I'd like to see them like get a lot of minutes. It kind of reminds you of the Kentucky platoon system a little bit, if you will. Um, from back in the day. But yeah, so Roach, I agree, is going to be your starting point guard. He's got the keys, his car to drive. That makes sense. Tyrese Proctor can come in. I think he's going to be very competitive. Proctor could probably also play some of the shooting guard role. I then think you have Shoot coming in off the bench as a very, very strong role player, right? All right, let's see. Pacers. Okay, not a Duke person, so all good. Uh, I think so. My prediction for Jaden is that he is going to. It's actually kind of awkward that Joey Baker stayed because I think Jaden is going to become who we all wanted Joey Baker to be, as far as like his ability and his role and like what he brings to the team. And I actually think he's better, a better version of Joey Baker. I would love to see what his free throw percentage is, but I mean, he was at least in high school, he was averaging over 20 points a game with 9 rebounds. So he's got length, and he can kind of do it all. But he just he's a shooter. He's a pure shooter. From 3-point range, his stroke is very good from the videos that I've seen, and his release is really, really quick. He gets the ball, he spots, and he shoots it, and it's just like clockwork. So I think Jaden is going to be a better version of what we wanted to be Joey Baker. I think he's going to be an actual role player off the bench at the 2 or the 3, and I think he does end up getting 10 plus minutes a game. Yeah. Okay, wore a lot of teams out because of excessive usage. Yeah, he doesn't utilize the bench much. It's just like you could see it all the time. Like, and it's sort of one sec. Let's see here again. One of my friends saying that she wanted to come in and analyze outfits. It's kind of funny because when we won it in 2015, I think it was Coach K who was that said like it's like 7 is enough or something like that. Like a rotation of 7 players was enough to win the national title, which I thought was really funny. All right, I'm gonna ask her so what she thought. What did you think of Paolo? All right, so they're gonna cut to commercial, but they're gonna get the Portland is picking. We have the length to. The NBA and WNBA have full-time fashion analysts. Do they actually? I should have brought. Damn it! I should have brought a fashion analyst. Okay, she loved the color. She loved Paolo Bank. She loved the color. There we go. I thought Baker went to Michigan. Wait, no, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. No, Baker did. You're right. Wait, he transferred. Well, hold on. Savarino transferred. Joey. Okay, now I'm looking at the. Yeah. No, you're right. I thought. Did he do it though? He's saying he was staying and then he ended up transferring. Okay, now I'm also confused. He did transfer. It doesn't say where to though. That's from June. Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, yeah, that was only 5 days ago. Okay, yes. He is transferring to Michigan. Oh god. Okay, that was less than a week ago. Yikes. All right, I totally missed that one. Whoopsies. Yep, totally missed that. Yep. Okay, so he's out, so that makes things less awkward actually. All right, so Jaden comes in off the bench for sure. Let's see. Keon, did you have Mitchell? Oh, you did have Mitchell starting. Yeah, that could be. That could be. That probably does make sense. So between Mitchell, Proctor, and Shoot, they'll kind of like rotate. And then I think Grandison is probably so between Jaden, Mitchell, Shoot, no Jaden, yeah, and Grandison, they all come in. I do think actually I think Grandison gets decent minutes next year. I mean, like he was legit at Illinois, and I think Shane was mentioning this in chat, right? Like he started 23 out of 30 games. He was averaging 25 minutes a game. I don't think he averages 25 minutes a game for Duke, to be honest. I think he averages like, maybe half that. But he was shooting 45% from the field, 41% from deep, 82% from the free throw line, and averaged 10 points a game. Like the kid can, he can score. Yeah, the added earring, the added diamonds on the Banchero suit, I agree, is a little weird. But okay, so next year we have to have our fashionista analyst on stream with us. Hannah, welcome in, number 1. Yes, Banchero going in number 1. That's the only one that's gone so far. So we have a Kentucky person going now here to Portland. That's fine. We're still doing better than Kentucky, everybody. We're still doing better because, Duke went number 1. So, yeah. Our one and dones are better than Kentucky's. That's still pretty good. So that works. And yeah, going back to Keon's comment. Let's see. Length to disturb passing lanes. Yes. Run zone or press. Proctor Grandis. Get fast break buckets and relieve fouls. Yeah. Actually, so yeah, ended up. So essentially, I actually hadn't read that second part of Keon's message. We kind of converged on the same thing. So that seems the most likely. I think that does. I sort of agree. That seems the most likely given our current situation. I think Young also comes in to relieve foul trouble. Like it'd be kind of funny to be able. It'd be kind of wild to be able to go 3 deep at the 5 if you like actually wanted to play Ryan Young. Now Ryan Young did have a pretty good game. So there was like one game where the starting center on Northwestern was injured, unable to play. He comes in. The game is against Michigan State, and he goes off for 18 points and 8 rebounds. And they actually upset Michigan State at Michigan State. That was like his best collegiate game yet. So I mean, clearly he's got some ability, right? But like, he might be good for like 1 or 2 of those a season, not necessarily night in and night out. I just kind of think it'd be funny if we were actually able to go 3 deep at the 5, which would be nuts. So, but yeah, I expect him to come off the bench for a few minutes here and there. Yeah, Reeves is on the deep end of the bench for a little bit. But you know what? Reeves actually, so my thing with Reeves, I actually think this is a Mark Williams project because recall that Mark Williams was not the the Mark Williams of last year was not the Mark Williams of freshman year, right? Like it was a huge upgrade as far as like and progression of his growth. And so my hope is that Reeves goes on the same path and trajectory as Mark Williams did, actually. Yeah. Pelicans need AJ right now. Oh yeah, that is. The Pelicans are on the clock. That would be crazy. A team with Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, AJ Griffin. You're like, the Pelicans have been known to stack Duke players. So like, yeah. Lively reminds me of Cliff Robinson and Tyson Chandler. Yeah, Lively, he's got that. Yeah, he definitely has that build. What was my comparison? Oh, what's also funny is that I found. So apparently, Lively and Filipowski played each other in high school, which is kind of cool. And now they're on the same team. Um, so you have both big men having already played against each other. Those practices are going to be quite entertaining, I think. I'd love to see a practice where you have Lively on one side and Filipowski on the other. Uh, that'd be crazy. They're going to be very competitive practices, I'll tell you that. But yeah. All right, so this pick is in. Do they actually stack more Duke players? Like, Hannah might have an inside track here. This might be kind of funny. Hannah, why do you hate Mark? Mark played great for us. Would we have wanted him to stay? Sure. But there's millions of dollars on the line here. Like he's gonna go in the lottery. Flip is built like Bill Lambier, but plays like McRoberts, much more hard and grit. My comparison, I thought Flip was like the next. I'm gonna go a bit more recent history. Oh, because of free throws. Yeah, true. I'm gonna go as like the next Kyle Singler, but I think he's even he's like taller than Kyle Singler was. Um, but the crazy thing is this is a 6'11", 230 dude that can shoot the three. Like Flip can actually hit 3-point shots, and it looks good. Like it's not like this one-off, like, oh, he got lucky and he hit a three. Like clearly he practices that shot and clearly he can hit it. Like McRoberts, massive underachiever. All right, the Pelicans do not stack Duke players. They went from the NBA G League. Interesting. Oh, so interesting. That was like you can play for the G League instead of okay, yeah. You play for the G League instead of go to college. There you go. Played for NBA Global Academy in Australia. So this is similar to what Tyrese Proctor could have done. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so Derek is chiming in here because this is from down under. And I think this is what Proctor could have. This was an option for Tyrese Proctor, but he opts instead to go to Duke and reclassifies in order to do that. I think is how this story goes from my research. Yes, he was supposed to be in part of next year's class, reclassifies this year, and then ends up being our second Australian in the last decade after Jack White, who's having a fantastic career down in Australia for Melbourne United. Yeah. I take Ryan Kelly over McRoberts. I actually sort of agree with that one. The White Raven, as we used to call him. NBA would be perfect in today's basketball game. If he would have stayed all four, yes, no way we'd lose to West Virginia in 08. and not as bad a loss from Nova in 09. Oof. Yeah, those were I actually don't even remember those losses in 08 and 09 in the tournament, because the only thing I remember is the 2010 national title. Only the happy memories, not the bad one. Okay, yeah, so him and Proctor were teammates. Okay, that makes sense. Hannah, you're hopping on the bagwagon for other schools. Frankovich and Horvath over 5 clothes of it. I actually remember Frankovich, man. There were some like some meme-worthy Frankovich moments that were you're just like, oh my god, he's finally showing life, but like not really. And then he had such art. I think Shane sums it up well. I think Shane sums it up well. He tried, man. He tried. He tried. Of course, we're still cheering for Duke. This is the Duke stream, Hannah. This is gonna be like, this is our identity. This is our thing. There is no such thing as switching college we will never. Well, we can't really do another basketball team. Although to be fair, we did the other Final Four game, but that's like rarity. Will we ever do another college basketball game that doesn't involve Duke? The Final Four was an exception because we sort of wanted to know who we were going to play, right? Effectively, and had the, we ended up going second, in a sense. All right, I'm hoping we get through some more picks here. Like, this is everyone was hoping Frank would be Zoob's 2.0. Yes, that is an accurate statement. He tried so hard. He also had a great name, Frankovich. Strong name. Yo, San Antonio taking its absolute sweet time with this pick. All right. Apparently, AJ Griffin is projected as the next best pick. So, according to Jay Billis, so we might actually see a Duke player pick here. Although the mock draft I'm looking at has him a little farther down. But this thing has been really wrong, so we can't trust it anyway. I mean, who wants a predictable draft? They are going to run this thing down to 0. They're down to like a minute. Who is the biggest flop as a Duke recruit? Top 5 has to be Duval. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, Duval, as a Duke recruit. Yeah. First, second, and third. I was not a fan. I didn't do these streams at the time, but had I done these streams at the time, I would have like been all over that one because he couldn't shoot the 3. He was a point guard that couldn't shoot the 3, couldn't make free throws, and had absolutely horrible decision making. And I'm like, if you're a point guard and you can't do any of those 3 things, I don't know what you're doing. So, yeah, that was just frustrating. He had that one game against Florida State that was really good, and then the rest of it was just awful. Oh, the one that Jalen Johnson. That was the one that quit the team. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's essentially he like quit Jalen. Yeah, Jalen essentially quit the team due to while he got injured after COVID. Yeah, that was really bad. Um, I'll say there are also some that never quite reached their potential, like like Harry Giles, for example. I don't like he never really very highly recruited coming out of high school, but had those two ACL like incidents with the knees, and just never like I was never really sold, and I just don't think he ever like it's unfortunate because he had the injuries, but I don't think he ever really reached what the expectations that people had for him. Um, oh, Hannah, everybody should hate Brady Manick. That's he's a very hateable kind of guy, to be fair. Yeah. So, let's see who else. So, yeah, Johnson for sure. Um, he was also kind of a drama queen, which is you never really want. All right, what does San Antonio pick? Oh, Sokan from Baylor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that. I know this dude for sure. Yeah, this is where you're like, oh yeah, this guy I remember I recognize this guy playing. Spurs did not pick AJ. No. The lavender suit looks pretty good, I guess. The blonde hair is a little interesting. I don't know. Like the lavender suit is like I feel like after Paolo came out with the purple suit, like everything else is just kind of like eh compared to Paolo's purple suit. So, good try, but Paolo Banchero beat you to the punch. Yeah. Giles was always hurt. I was never sold on Tatum. I think Boateng was a flop because he was set to take over after. Oh wow, Sheldon Williams. Yeah, that was way back in the day. So Tatum was an interesting one too because I wasn't as sold on Tatum either while he was in school. Like he clearly had potential, and then I just remember him blowing the NC State game. But like his results in the NBA cannot be denied. Like the guy was put his team in the finals. And like clearly he can play. Uh, and he's been to the he's been to the playoffs, he's been to the Eastern Conference Finals twice now. Like the proof's in the pudding on that one, as the cliche line goes. Like Tatum is, yeah, maybe the thing that we as Duke fans we're saying is that damn, I wish he had played that way when he was in college because we would have been so much better. And so like he may have not reached his potential in college, but Tatum is legit 100%. Uh, and I think his results in the NBA have proven it. Brady Manick looks like the guy who would wear a plaid coat, get drunk, and start a fight in a country bar. Yeah, that's pretty much right. Is there a shot of him? Like, has he ever shaved the beard? I suppose that's what I want to know. Yeah, would be perfect on the West Virginia team, to be honest. Tatum cannot play slow half court ball, which is why I wasn't sold. The game he has now is not what he had in Durham. We saw a glimpse versus Virginia when he hit 5 threes. Yeah, so I think that's like kind of what we're getting at here, right? Is like we see Tatum and what he's become now in the NBA, and we said, wow, like where was that when he was playing for us? Like, and I feel like with some other players, the gap isn't as big. Or the gap wasn't as jarring, for example. So like, for example, when Zion was playing at Duke and when he's playing in the NBA, it's like, It's the same skill set, right? He's like, being big and Zion and powerful and like driving to the rim and like RJ Barrett too. He's got the same sort of play style and the same moves, and you're like, well, yeah, he did that at Duke. Like obviously he's going to do that in the NBA. It makes sense. But yeah, to your point, like Tatum's game is so different that you're just like, damn, we missed out on this one. And I don't know if Banchero's game is going to change that much either, because like Banchero can basically, I think his game. I mean, was playing like an NBA player, I think, the entire time. So that's what happens when you get him for 1 year. Yeah, exactly. So you have Griffin and Banchero on Snap. Nice. That's pretty funny. That's kind of funny. I have to say, I do not have the Snapchat. I am not in. Do not have the TikTok. I do not have the Snapchat. I have the Twitter. That's about it. Wait. So you're saying you hate Brady Manek, but that you have him on Snapchat and that you chat with him all the time? These are two like very different worlds that like I feel like should not be compatible. Oh God, Keon. Uh, and I like all the, but like now it's just like we expect to get all the big commits, right? Like top recruiting classes for the next 2 years. Like Dariq Whitehead is a national player. Like Lively was like in the interview was like, I want to be national player of the year, and I'm like, that's really funny because you're gonna play with the dude who actually got national player of the year. If you can't beat him, join him. Zion floored the whole college basketball world. Did he actually though? Was it like would people where were people expecting him to go? That's the one I don't. I guess I kind of forget like where did people think he was gonna end up? Oh, you tell Manic how much you hate him. Oh yeah, okay, that works. That's funny. Oh gosh. Who does Washington get? Okay. Johnny Davis. Yeah, from Wisconsin. So, Johnny Davis is the one that's in those Taco Bell commercials, which I think are sort of hilarious. Like they're extremely cheesy, but they're kind of funny. Um, and I was like, who is this Johnny Davis guy? And I actually think what's even funnier and more meme worthy is that he's actually like being drafted tonight. So like that Taco Bell commercial is now going to be actually like a total meme. Um, oh, people thought he was going to Clemson? Oh, because he's like from South Carolina. Oh, with the UK team congratulating me on the national title. That was the first game of this season. Oh, because they thought they were just gonna like we were just gonna take the whole thing. I mean, like to be fair, this is like what Justin and Eric I discussed. Like for real though, that was probably our outside of this year where we actually were in the Final Four, right? That Zion RJ year was probably our best shot to win it since 2015. Like the expectation for that team was a national title. Like there is no like, and especially you see how good RJ plays like now in the NBA, like putting the Knicks on his back. Um, like that expectation was a national title. So like, I don't think people were necessarily wrong, Keon, to like be like you guys have got a team that can, the whole incident, the foot incident with UNC was kind of derailed that for a little bit with Zion, but like, um, that expectation was a national title. I also agree with that being the correct sort of thought there. Your friends, yeah. We got jinxed, I guess, is how it goes. All right. New York. So my brother's Knicks now are on the clock, and we're gonna see if they make him sad or not. Bagley and no, see, I never believed in that team. I don't know. It didn't like that team didn't do it for me. Where is Cam Reddish? Reddish is he's either in Atlanta or Miami. Is he not in Atlanta? I want to say he's in Atlanta. I want to say he's in Atlanta. I feel like I've seen him in a Hawks jersey, but that might be because that's where he got drafted. It's one of the two. Yeah, so yeah, you were talking about the Bagley team never convinced me, to be honest. I don't know. Like Wendell Carter was okay, but I don't know, for whatever reason they didn't really get me excited. It's not like I like got out of bed and was like, yeah, I'm really excited to see this Duke team this year. Like last year I was. Obviously the Zion year, yeah, it's box office. You know, Banchero is box office. Clearly, he's the first pick here tonight. But I don't know. I just didn't feel like they were box office that year. All right, New York Knicks fans, the tortured New York Knicks fans. It'd be kind of hilarious if AJ Griffin goes to the Knicks, to be honest. We're like in AJ Griffin territory. I think we're in Mark Williams, AJ Griffin territory here in the next couple picks, according to a lot of the mock drafts. So let's, you know. Oh, Cam Reddish is on the Knicks roster. All right, well, there you go. Sigh. Oh yeah, well the Barrett pass, like that, yeah, that's an iconic Duke moment, Shane. That pass. I don't think I will ever forget that one. To be honest, like that's a huge thing. Oh, there he is. My brother is watching the Knicks. Who do you think is actually who you're gonna actually gonna take? This is when the Knicks fans get really excited, and then they like actually find out who they're gonna pick, and then they boo their team. That's like the cycle of Knicks fandom, like in a microcosm of the draft. I can just hear Stephen A. getting like, oh yeah, man, like he's super excited, getting his hopes up. It's all hopium, and then they actually pick, and then he's like, they let me down again. But that's the eternal Knicks fans. Just tell us who they pick, for God's sake. Oh my God, are they actually cutting to commercial? No. Okay, Adam Silver's. Yes, Shane, exactly. You knew it was the writing was on the wall. Agreed. All right. So they go with somebody from France, Ousmane Dieng from France. Okay. This is the endless cycle repeats as all Knick fans in the building proceed to boo their team because they have absolutely no idea who their team just picked. I suppose unless you watch French basketball, you probably don't know who this is. Oh, okay, or you watch the NBL. Derek knows who it is. There you go. There's the Breakers. It's perfect for the Knicks fans, though. It's perfect. It's the let the memes ensue. Can somebody get me Stephen A. Smith's reaction here because this is going to be rich. Oh, wait, there's a trade? Interesting. Okay, so the Knicks have traded away that pick to Oklahoma City for. Are there draft picks? Proposed trade. Hold on. Okay, so Holmgren went to Gonzaga. Obviously went to Gonzaga. He went to Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City is going to take Deng, and then they're going to give the 11th pick. They're going to give the 12th pick back to the Knicks. Okay. And 9 points a game is actually not too bad, Derek. It's not horrible. They're doing their Chet Holmgren interview here. Deng was the most likely prospect of the NBL class. That makes sense. Freeing up cap space in case they can get Kyrie if he doesn't resign. Oh God, the Kyrie saga continues. Let's see. What is Stephen A saying? Okay. Next most is Hugo Beason. Okay, yeah. You mean Westbrook? Westbrook is way more wanted in OKC. Well, Westbrook used to play for Oklahoma City, right? Yeah, they love the man, yeah. Looks like Oklahoma City still has to decide who they want here. Damn, I hope the other Duke players go because I have a meeting in 15 minutes I have to go to. I'll drive the Knicks get Kyrie. If he plays, it'll be amazing. But if he doesn't, that's well, you can't guarantee that Kyrie will actually show up to work. So, yeah. So Holmgren's suit isn't bad though. Like just the black, the pure black. I respect it. I'd probably wear it. Looks good. The the diamond chain is probably a little excessive, to be fair. But I suppose if I had that much money and wasn't sure what to spend it on, maybe. It does kind of look like a felt suit. It is kind of fly. The vest is pretty good. Well, the button down underneath. Although it is kind of funny, like I wonder, are those suits actually rented or bought? Because it's like worn once. Yeah, I expect Bankeros he probably bought it, but if he has $9 million to spend, he could probably spend some on his suit. I don't know if I want to claim Kyrie or whistle as I walk away. Shane, I kind of feel that way sometimes too, man. Oh, the dice are supposed to be number 34. Okay, so he spent millions of dollars in diamonds on the dice. All right, sure. I mean, I don't know if they have too many suits for 7-footers to get off the rack. Yeah, probably not. But like, there's only how many 7-footers? There's like 3 of them, right? Most of the guys are like 6'6" and up. All right, so this Oklahoma pick actually might stay in Oklahoma. Interesting. Jalen Williams, interesting. Santa Clara. That's not a name I recognize, actually. Hmm. Interesting. Paolo is already a multimillionaire, Hannah. That is, I mean, technically, he just got his first pick comes with $9 million of guaranteed salary. By definition, he is a multimillionaire as of an hour ago. Like, for real. Oh, Santa Clara is where Steve Nash went. Wow. Interesting. Huh. This one I had no idea, to be fair. All right, now we got to get the Duke boys going here because we're like in prime Duke territory here for AJ and Mark, I think. So Charlotte. So let's see this mock draft that I was looking at. Oh, I had AJ at 14 and then Mark at 15. Interesting. But Mark actually going to so Charlotte has 2 picks here. They have 13 and 15. Oh wow, Oklahoma City has a ton of first round picks. Yeah, wow. Kind of talk about a rebuild, man. What number are we on? We are on 13. We are on 13. So yeah, Charlotte essentially has well, they have almost back-to-back picks, 13 and 15 there. Let's see if they take Mark Williams here. Maybe they take both Duke players. Think about that. Yeah. Well, look, I appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. I know it's been a bit of a slower paced evening than we are used to. Usually we're like in the middle of a basketball game and things are flying around everywhere. But surprised Big Mark didn't go 9 to 10. Yeah, it would have been a top 10, right? But did well, I guess Sokan did. Let's look at so Charlotte on the clock. Right. So yeah, so Holmgren obviously was gonna go like 2, that makes sense. So like no true center has been taken. I guess Sochan was essentially a power forward. Keegan Murray from Iowa, power forward, taken at 4. But like, yeah, Mark Williams is going to go that high. You would think that like he could go like after the Baylor guy effectively. But yeah, there's been no true center yet taken in the draft so far, which is interesting. I think we had some conversation earlier about how the league is like, if you're a center, you have to like effectively be able to shoot too. So, yeah. I think the 99 team still holds the record for most picks in the first round, not 100. They did at 1. Well, so I think the most Picks by a same school, I think, is Kentucky with 5. I think we looked this up before. Duke was close, but yeah, teams taking their sweet time here. Like, you'd think they'd have a whole strategy, right? Like, if this, then that, then this dude, then that other guy, and like don't expect so and so to be on the board at this time. Like, they'd figure they'd have run all the different permutations. So, well, I'm glad at least Paolo went number 1. That gives us something to hang our hats on. Oh, that's right. LaMelo is playing for the Hornets. Yeah. Strauss might get messed up if you get good trade offers. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Brand Maggette, Avery Langdon, someone else. Let's see. So let me take a look here. It's too. I think most NBA picks from same school. Okay, most players drafted in 1 year by school. Kentucky, 2012, 6. 2015, Kentucky also 6. 2010, Kentucky 5. 2008, Kansas with 5. 2007, Florida with 5. 2006, UConn. But that's most first round picks by a single school. Duke with 4. Okay, back in 1999, it was Duke that set the initial record of 4 first round picks. Brand, Langdon, Maggette, and Avery were all taken in the first round. The record was matched twice, first by UNC in 2005 and then by UConn in 2006. The 2010 record of 5 players selected in the first round by the Wildcats remains the mark to beat. No team has tied it, even though several have come close, including Duke. And that was kind of the hope this year, was that we would get all 5 picked in the first round and we would tie the Kentucky one. So, yeah. So there you go. There's the answer. All right, so Charlotte picks Jalen Duren. UConn 2006 is one of the greatest college teams of all time. There you go. Next year might. Oh, you think next year has a better chance? I actually don't know if we'll get 5 players in the first round next year. I mean, if we do, then it means we probably had a pretty good year, to be honest. No. 2006 was not the Kemba team. Or was it? Wait. No. Kemba came after our 2010. Kemba came later. Kemba came in the 2010s. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% positive in this one. Williams, Brown, Gay, Armstrong, and Boone. Yeah. Kemba, I want to say, was 11 or 12. And then Shabazz Napier for UConn won it again not exactly a year later, but the year after. There was like a 1-year break, and then they won it again with their new coach, Ollie, I think. He was on the 09. Okay, he was 09. Oh. Yeah, so I remember the 6 overtime. Okay, so then they were the year before us. Okay. Okay. So they were the year before us then. I remembered it was close to our championship. It kind of it turns out it's like straddles it. Yeah. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. I want to see another Duke player taken before I have to go tonight, because well, at least we got it all out of the way at the beginning. So I do have I have a commitment here in a little bit that I got to get to. I was just trying to weave this in. I thought we were going to get more Duke players earlier on. I was expecting more Duke early. Yeah. I have no idea how the 99 team lost to UConn. Big rip. That when I talk to older Duke fans, that's one that like, yeah. All right, who goes to Cleveland? Apparently this pick is in. Hey, at least Jay Billis is doing his best to shill the Duke players, okay? Like, we got to give him a little bit of credit tonight. He's like best available still, a Duke player right now. At least he's doing his job. Or at least he's trying. All right, Cleveland goes with Ochai Agbaji. All right, they go with Kansas. Oh, interesting. All right. Obviously, that's a name everybody recognizes. Kansas national champion. But interestingly enough, this one, Agbaji stayed 4 years at Kansas, right? Ends up becoming a first round pick. More power to you, man. Love it. The 74-70-47 loss to. Wait, okay, wait. That 74-47 loss was year. Okay, are you referring to the one that was like. God, I don't even know when. It was like years ago. It was years ago. It was, I think maybe in 2010 or something like that. Right? Is that the one you're referring to? That one was like definitely like this Virginia Tech loss was just like okay, like what was his name? Hunter Couture just like went off, right? And then like has a horrible game in the NCAA tournament. They get booted in the first round. Everybody's like, yeah, well, we knew that was coming. Yo, Chris Hand, man, what's up? What's up? You're joining us here at the tail end. At the tail end. Carroll did not guard. Oh, did not guard Rip Hamilton. Should have slid his foot under so he could sprain him. We have a tripping incident, perhaps? Another tripping incident, yes. And yeah, ESPN's going to cut to commercial there for a second. So yeah, okay. So you are referring to the 09 one. Yes. Okay. I remember that one because I also remember the Coach K quote where he's like, "I went down in the basement of Cameron and locked myself in my office, and I didn't leave until I like wanted to feel Duke again because that loss was so horrible." Yada yada yada. Okay, that one was worse than the silly Virginia Tech like whatever. The Clemson one wins, 100%. Yeah. Grayson is a Hall of Fame school threat for constant tripping. I mean, that's gonna follow him around for all eternity, right? Like, yeah. I gotta go. Okay, Shade's saying he's gotta go to bed. I understand. It's like, yeah, it's getting a little late here. I want to see what the Charlotte pick is, and then we'll see. Shane, see you in a few months as well. Remember, we got about 4 months until we hit the countdown to craziness, which we will do. I'll find a way to get that game, and then we'll like stream it live, and we'll like talk about it and such. So, everybody be back for countdown to craziness for sure. Because I'll be excited for that. That'll be good. Our real first look there at the new squad. Yep. All right, let's see what Charlotte's got for us. And then I may have to run here, which will be unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll keep tabs. We'll fill up the Discord chat when our guys go. I wanted to be able to actually fill out this image with everybody as far as like where people ended up. My plans have been thwarted yet again. So such is life. This should be. Oh, they're just finishing commercials actually, but there should be coming out of break here. All right, they got the Charlotte pick. What we got? Oh, that's right. So the lottery is technically what? The top. Isn't it the top 14? All right, give me a Duke player. Let's go. There you go. All right, so Mark Williams. Actually, I had the order correct for now. Probably Wendell Moore and Keels are going to have to flip. There you go. Mark Williams to the Charlotte Hornets. Love it. Longest standing reach among active NBA players, 9 feet 9 inches. Goodness gracious. 9 feet, like 10, that is 10 feet? I don't even know. That's like hard to fathom. All right. Hit that guy. Yep. Slot him in. Oh, jeez. There you go. Lock him in. Charlotte. Perfect. Actually, that's the wrong one, but that's okay. I gotta get the right one. Where's my B? There you go. Charlotte. Bingo. Williams with Bridges, Plumlee, and Ball would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Mark Williams fan, man. Yeah, I understand. Like he didn't hit the free throws at the end of the UNC game, but look, man, his growth was exceptional. Nothing wrong here. Let's go one final pick and see if we can get another Duke player. Because this is kind of where AJ was about to go, and so the pick is in for Atlanta. And then this will be our final pick here for the stream. We're talking about trades at the moment, even though Atlanta has made its pick. Oh, Justin. Oh no, Eric. Oh, it's too funny. Dude. Oh, there you go. Local Charlotte boy, right? Yep. We had a chat saying Williams with Bridges, Plumlee, and Ball will be amazing. So you've got a bit of it. There you go. Reporting live from the streets of Chicago. Our local. Yes, yes. For the. Did you win your baseball game? Good, good. Love it. The live reporting. That's the perfect way to close out I was about to close out the show actually. That's the perfect way. Well, so yeah, here's the pick for Atlanta. I don't know if this will be AJ or not. Let's see. There it is. Yep. All right. So AJ goes 16, and we have completed our top 3 for Duke. There it is. 16, and he will go to Atlanta. Okay, that leaves Moore and Keels, which is essentially exactly what we thought. So this has played out more or less exactly the way we thought it would. But good. Okay, that's it. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see those top 3. I have to run actually. So stream. I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you for calling in. Yeah. Take care, man. And okay, chat. We are gonna see you for the our countdown to craziness here in a few months. We're gonna plan this one better next year when we have another 5. So we had some fun with it, but look out for a bit more. Maybe we'll do some videos for the recruits and such. But either way, thanks everybody for tuning in. And I have to run. because I am late for another meeting. So appreciate it. We're gonna see where Keels and Moore end up. Fingers crossed it is a first round for them. And yeah, we'll see you in a little bit. Jump into Discord, stay active in there. We'll be sharing all the Duke, all the latest from Duke in the Discord. And yeah, take care, everybody. Good night.